Hey Kelly, how are you? Hope you can hear me. Hello Sonia, how are you? Hope you guys can hear me pretty good. Let me know, let me know. You guys should be able to see me, hear me rather. Alright, cool. Look down to your lower left. I'm sorry, lower right. No, yeah, lower right. Ugh, I'll wake up. We only got three colors: black, white, and red. That's it. And I got one of the paint pours here, silver and purple. Yeah, the base coat was white. It was a white pour. It is varnished and all that is shiny. But before we go on, let me show you these two that I did last night. Metallic colors are a little tough to photograph, but here's one of them. Okay, as you can see by the light, it's also been varnished. That's why it's so shiny. But there, if I hold it still and just position it to where the glare isn't there, but you guys can see the detail and see all they're cells, but it's called webbing. Okay, where they connect like that, and you see the swirls. This is your metallic blue, and you can see it. Okay, so it was a black base coat with just white and metallic blue. It's the two colors, and that's it. Okay, show you down here on the bottom. And if I do something with it, I'll probably do something with it like this instead of upside down. You know. So then again, maybe not. Who knows? You know, that looks like a face right there. See the two eyes, the nose, and then the mouth. So who knows what we'll do with it? But that's one of the two. You know, I did a number of them, and whatever idea comes to mind, then I'll do it. Other than that, I'll just be staring at them. This one here is a little more pleasant. The disadvantages of doing an acrylic pour on a board is that boards tend to bend when they dry. This one here is a little more appealing, but once again, if you judging by the light, as you can see, it's varnished. They're completely dry. I don't know what orientation I'll do with this one. Who knows? All depends on what I want to do with it. Okay. Once again, this was a pull, a swipe pour, but I did it at an angle, going this way. Okay. And yep. So blue, red, and I think purple. And it was a white base coat, which is why you get the lighter pinkish colors in there. Pretty fascinating to do. You know, like I say, when it comes time for me to do whatever I want to do with them, that's when I'll pull them out. So, hey Fatima. Oh, I don't think you've seen that crazy intro I have that had the Marvel logo and everything. That one. I don't play it much because I don't get a strike, but they can cancel my video, or not cancel it. They can monetize my video. So I would have to like really come up with my own version, but maybe every once in a while I'll do it. And I don't think it's the images. I think it's the music, and so I would have to change the music. And I can easily do that when I feel like doing it. But that's why I don't use it anymore. But I like that intro. But I'll do it when I come to it. This what we're gonna do here is a stylized figures. I'll probably call it some kind of ghostly whatever. But I do see a couple, an old-fashioned couple. Here's the guy with the top hat. His arm is here. He's probably gonna have some kind of long coat, right? And they'll be standing together in a puddle. This will be the lady. Let me see. That's the back of her hips here. She would have a long brim hat here, going up there. So this would partially be her back. Her arm will be here, folded some kind of way. His arm is folded back here. Okay, like I said, it'd be stylized. They won't be anatomically correct, but like I said, it'd be ghost-like figures. That's why the simple colors of red, black, and white. And once again, they'll be standing in a puddle. The puddle will be coming out here. All right. And if I could paint this and save all of these, it would look like raindrops. And I'll put the rain circles on them. But it all depends on how much time I want to spend doing that. We'll see as we move along with this. Hey, Linda, how are you? Good to see you guys. Hey. What's going on, Larry? Well, unless she's really scared of a guy, I'm pretty sure it'd be a rain puddle. Okay, but we'll see. But anyway, that's the image that I see. It's two people, lady here and the guy here with his top hat and whatnot. And we'll see how it goes. Okay, I could have done this much earlier in the day. But I decided to go to Walmart and Lowe's and everything and pick up more stuff for paint pour. So I got a gallon of glue, a gallon of glue, and I got a gallon of Floetrol, a gallon. Just let that sink in. I have plenty of cups. I don't have to worry about the cups. I got plenty of paints that are just sitting there that I'm gonna just use up. I bought actual canvas too, 12 by 16 canvas. So I'll use, if I use canvas again, back to using canvas, then I'll use the canvases for the pours, not necessarily really the panels. Even though you can use the panels and they come up fine with the panels, just the panels tend to hold it this way. The panels tend to bend like this. Because when it dries, obviously, it pulls. So, and I guess eventually I'll move that box around. I'm not moving the camera, but I can move the box and put it. I got a camera already on the ceiling next to my keyboards, and I can move the camera enough to focus on the box, zoom in, and I got a mic up there. I can probably. I think my HDMI cable is long enough to hook into my PC over here, and I can just do the live rep from over there. I don't necessarily need a monitor to see what I'm doing. I can still look at the monitor from over here and do it that way. So but all right, we'll get on with this. Now, on this DSLR camera, I finally figured it out. I figured out what setting to where it just takes a picture, or it clicks, and then the picture will pop up again. So every 30 minutes, you guys, it'll black out, but it's actually taking a photograph, and then it'll come back. There'll be a white square here, and it'll just disappear. Okay. These are just guides, so I can center the camera and whatnot. And I got them up above here too. Okay, but it's for really 11 by 15. But I can just center it depending on what I'm gonna do. And that's why you see the little half boxes there. Okay. It's just, once again, just center it. No matter what size, I'll just center it. I don't have to move the camera around and all that craziness. All right, but once again, if you guys hear a click and the screen go black, it's just taking a photo and then it's coming back again. Or, yeah, and it's going to happen almost every 30 minutes. All right. Okay. Cradle boards. What's cradle boards? They look like a cradle board after this stuff starts to dry. Okay. I think what I'm going to do with this one, just for experiment's sake, when I'm done painting it, I'm going to actually varnish it. Resin is expensive, and so eventually I'll buy some, but resin is costly. Yeah, I can see why. It has a beautiful look to it. I probably can get pretty much the same thing with varnish also. But resin, it looks like glass. It's gorgeous. It takes a while to dry, about 12 hours or so, for it to fully dry. A board with a frame? Okay. Thank you. I never heard that term. But all right. All right, let's get on with it. Let's do what we come to do. I really should devote my energy to the bottom of this because I think that'll take the most time, but it really won't matter which direction I go. It all has to be done anyway. So I'll take I won't use glycerin. Glycerin won't be necessary to use this. I'll pop this light on so you guys don't see too much of that shadow. Let's move this over here. Actually, let's move it. No, let's keep it right around here. It's cool. Okay. I'll just pull this out with a little bit of water. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to use water when I deal with, I will more than likely use water, maybe dealing with a board like this with the pores, because I would rather the acrylic to dry quickly. All right. So as I'm looking at this, and actually I can look at it better looking at the TV screen, so it's going to seem like I'm looking at you, but I'm looking up at the screen because I can judge a lot better to where things are. All right. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to outline where I want the large puddle. I'll just have it go outward. And with this fella, we'll have it go. We'll have it go uneven. We'll come this way. And I really don't want it to be super even either. And if you notice, when I use a lot of water, you see it can start to bead up. Okay. So I'll keep it pretty much like that for right now. And so what I'll do, let me see how this goes first before I do anything. Because I know where it's going. All I gotta use is just more paint. There we go. We'll tighten it up a little bit here. Let's see. Now, if I take this and start to fill these guys in going around the circles, that I can probably do and get away with. Something like this. And as I do it like this, I'll fill this stuff in with black. Just like this. So I guess I'll start down here. And you guys can talk and enjoy as I'm doing this. And even though these droplets, well, I'm going to make them droplets anyway. They're plentiful, but I can easily just go around them and paint around them. And the paint, as long as I use more paint than water, it will obviously harden up. It will be a little more solid. All right. And mainly, there, up around there. Now, for some of you, this might be a little tedious, but we'll get plenty of this done. Yeah, well, I like to paint rather on certain size boards. If they're too small, I feel I can't really do too much with them. Probably some of the smallest I'll use is like maybe, yeah, 8 by 10, but I try to stray away from anything that size. That's why you see me with a lot of 12 by 16s and stuff. Something a little larger. It's not like I have not painted on smaller boards. I have. I most definitely have. Like I say, as I'm doing this, I'm using more paint than water. So once I start to paint, it grips the paint. It grips the board here, and it tends to stick and won't bubble. And that's basically what I'm doing. Like I say, once I get this in here, once I get it in here, then I'll go over a lot of this with the white to make it look like rain, like drops. And some of them I'll keep, some of them I won't. But I'll keep the majority of them. And I can use a larger brush probably to do a lot more with this. I'm gonna start over here on this side too. Come right down there. And I'll always know if I use either too much water because it'll start to bead on you. Okay. If you use more paint than water, it will stick. It's not going to go anywhere. Acrylic paint, you can paint on anything with acrylic paint. Like I say, this is triple thick varnish, so it's got some body to it. If you end up doing something like this and it's like either too runny or it's bead a lot, that means you just added too much water. But you can easily remedy that. So It's really up to you. So I'm gonna do a lot of the edge first, just to get rid of it. And then I'll be all right when it comes to the middle part. I take my brush, spin it around, get as much of the paint that I want. And as long as I get it to look somewhat like a puddle, that's half the battle. I'll show you. I'll show you, Linda, right now. What I'll do is I'll bring it up here. I know it's out of focus, but give me a second. I'll focus it for you. But this is what I use. One, it doesn't smell that bad, but it is triple thick. It is pretty thick stuff. Okay, but that's what I use. All right. I usually buy about 3 or 4 at a time. Well, look how often I paint. So, but when I varnish this, like I said, I'm going to use actual varnish. Let's see what it looks like. I bought sponge brushes just for it too. And if I like the way it looks with the pores, I might be buying a whole lot more sponge brushes. So we'll see. I might end up smoothing out some of these as I'm looking at it, but it's all good as I'm checking it out. Okay, good, perfect. Let's see what happens. There, you see? Now that's the picture. Now it comes back. There. So at least I know when 30 minutes go by. But that's the only real disruption you're going to have with this camera. Other than that, I'm pretty happy with it because I know the video comes out really clear. And I know you guys can hear me fairly sharp. So, okay. All right. I think I can use a larger brush for the rest, just to fill all of that in. And like I say, I'm gonna leave a few of these, and you'll see what I'm talking about when I'm done. But as you can see, with water, it starts to bead and separate. All right. And so we'll just take black paint and paint right over that. The regular paint will just, the straight paint will stick right to it and dry. Okay, but you definitely would have to varnish this when it's done, because you can just take a fingernail and just scrape it right off. Okay, see in here, down here on the bottom, it was just too much water. You just add solid paint to it, and that you won't see it separate like that. And that's just the varnish. You're doing that with the water. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make these a little larger, but I'll do that with a bigger brush and make it a little more fluid looking. But at least I see, where what it's doing, where I'm going. So that's all good. All right, I won't use the skinny brush. We'll go with let me try the round brush. Let's see if we can move it a little. No problem. How you doing, Rosemary? Okay. So let's see what we'll do with this round brush. Let's see if I can move a little faster. Now I gotta make sure I know where I'm at with yeah, I think we can move it along pretty nicely with this. Now black is black is black. Now if I find myself having to go over a few things, I will. I don't have to trace every single one, and you'll see why in a second or two. But with this round brush, I can kind of, let's just say, cover more ground. So this will be pretty cool to look at when I'm done. Yeah, we'll come up this way. Come up around in here, come up around in here. Now, as I usually teach people, obviously, I don't think I would teach them anything like this until they're much further along and they got the time involved. So showing this in a classroom would be a little tough because of the time involved doing this. Like I said, if it's a little tedious even to for you guys, I'll probably stop. I wouldn't want to because I'll stop for you guys, right? So you guys might get a little bored or tired of watching me do this. I'll stop, but I'll keep going, which wouldn't be fair because some of you might really want to learn this, at least learn how to do it. But usually when I do pours, I'll try to do some kind of scene or something with them. I mean, I can, even if I did special pours with airbrush and whatnot, if I like it to where I don't have to add nothing to it or paint over it, cool. But usually when I do it, I already see what I'm gonna envision or whatever. All depends on the colors, how it comes out. So there's a few factors in it, that goes into it. I'm using obviously a whole lot more paint than water because once I lay it down on this, I want it to not bead up on me, retract and all of that. I want to cover it. Hey, Bruce. Sure. Come on, buddy. Nope. I'm gonna have to get up. It's not falling apart. I didn't tighten up the pole. Okay, just grab it. No, it's not the pole, it's the camera. The camera's heavy. Then again, no, I didn't tighten it there. Okay, now let's try it. No, I gotta do it from here and tighten the camera. Hold on for a second. Actually, I'm glad that happened. Don't feel bad, Ruth. I'm glad that happened. Let's turn it this way. But you guys can see it. I just had to tighten it. I don't think I can zoom in anymore, though. Yes, I can. Well, a little bit. Still, just there. Yeah, she's pretty heavy. She's much heavier than the webcam or the Canon camera, the other Canon, the camcorder. Much heavier. That's a big DSLR. The T3. I got a T6 sitting over there on the other one. But yeah, if you guys can't see it, I'm rambling. If I look, let me know. Let me know, please. Because I'm doing all this work and you guys can't see it. That's kind of redundant. So just let me know. Oh, I got an interesting story to tell you. Pole dancing, yeah. Just try to envision that. Pole dancing. Oh, Bruce, did you notice what came across my Facebook memory? The Twinkie Regatta. Good Lord. I remember doing that one. Even after all this time, I didn't know it was like 3 years. I thought it was longer, actually. But yeah, 3 years. Pretty cool, though. I still enjoy looking at it. I do have it, I believe. I think it's in the bin somewhere. But yeah, I still got it. I believe I still got it. Like I say, this one's a bit involved, I know, but I knew that the longest of it will probably be the painting across all these little bubbles here, which is cool. I don't mind it. You know, it's more or less you guys. You guys can, if you guys can tolerate it, if you like it, I love it. But I know it's going to be a little tough. Yes. I can always tell somebody don't, well, yeah, they don't click my notification bell because they would have known that I'm on live right now because they're texting me. Now my iPhone's in the other room. I can hear it go off. You guys can't, but I can. But I got my Android right here, and yeah. And all I gotta do is glance upward. I can see what they're saying. But right now, I'm really concentrating on getting these bubbles going so I can do these figures. The figures aren't gonna take very long. But I like talking to you guys and seeing you guys chant. I think so, Bruce. Yeah. Yeah. Ian's going through a tough time. As many of you more than likely would know, when a very important matriarchal figure dies in the family, passes away, the worst usually comes out in people. And so he's going through his issues because they're acting a very special kind of ass. So, you know, just keep Ian in your prayers and help him keep his sanity. I know all about ridiculousness like that. Oh, there's a story I want to tell you guys about. I'll remember it again. I think that jingling got me. Oh yeah, I went to the hell. there's two stores. They're very similar to each other. They're Lowe's and there's Lowe's and what's that other one? The other box store that sells like stuff. Lowe's and I can't think of what the other one's called. But I went to one of them today where I got the stuff for the poors. Anyway, the camera, the base, something's up with, is stripped, and there's a little micro tiny hex bolt that you screw into it to keep it fastened, right? That's gone too. So I took it off, took the base off and everything, took it to the Lowe's or wherever. Home Depot, that's it, Home Depot. And yep, thank you, Rosemary, Home Depot. Yep, Fatima, Bruce. When I took it there, all of a sudden now it wants to screw in. Right? I'm like, all right, I got something for your ass. So I bought some the cold glue for metal. So I bought that. And I'm like, yeah, I got you now. Do you know I had to buy a hex bolt that actually fits that little tiny and cranked it pretty good. It's been sitting there ever since. Just as steady. Didn't get to use glue or anything. Because I tightened it to the point where I can't even, with my hand, I can't even, usually it's the weight because you get the stem, you get the pole going in it. Usually it would just snap off. You know, it would just pop. It's not nothing. Matter of fact, me manhandling the camera just now, it should have just fell. It didn't fall. I couldn't even do it by hand. I'm like, you son of a bitch. Now you want to act right? I'm in the store. Now you want to not come apart? Bastard. But anyway, that's what I go through. I don't know if any of you had similar experiences like that. It's like taking your car to the mechanic. It acts up right until it gets to the garage. Then all of a sudden it wants to act right. Mother effer. Makes you want to sound like Samuel L. Jackson in one of his movies. Okay. Anyway, as I'm mumbling and grumbling, that's what it is, Bruce. Freaking mechanic head. That's what it is, JB Weld. I got it. It's sitting over there. That's it. Matter of fact, that's what an older Home Depot salesman told me. See, you got to go to the older people. The young people don't have a clue what the hell you're talking about. Go to the older guys. That's right. He told me the name. He told me where it's located at, how far down the walk, the whole 9 yards. See? Younger cats. These younger kids they hire. Duh. I tell you, man, the job hiring practices went downhill. Okay. Now, I guess it looks okay so far. As I'm looking at it, as I paint through it, I'm like, maybe, maybe not. Well, okay. That's this. And it's starting to dry, as you can tell. All right. I'm going to work on the male figure because, quite frankly, he's in a tuxedo. Even though he's, all right, it's 76 degrees in here. So my paint's going to tack up, which is fine. That's cool. I'll work with it. I can take a micro bit of water, loosen it up a little bit. All right. But it's too hot. Okay, now this one I can do with no problem because, quite frankly, we're going upward. And so the weight's going to distribute back that way. So let's go up here. Let's straighten it up a little bit. Let's pull it. Oh, that's right. I tightened it. I'm going to have to put some muscle to it. Hold on, guys. Let's move it over. I'm going to have to do it from the camera. That's what I don't want to do. Well, we're actually there. Because I'm not going much higher than that. Okay. Let me concentrate here. See where he is. Okay, he's right here. Now, I've already got it envisioned of what I'm going to do. Just like that. All right. But I can see up there where the top is, and we're just going to make it right up here. very stylized kind of a top hat thing. And I'm following the gray patch. Okay. Now, if I can get this little band right, I don't have to really do too much more to the hat. Just like this. All right. Damn, Fogarty. He fought the law, and the law, well, actually the law lost. He won. John Fogarty, that's right, John Fogarty. Okay, anyway, that's the start of his hat, very stylized. I don't have to have it anatomically correct because this is a stylized human being. All right. Roll it. I know you guys can't hear it. I can hear it, obviously, but you guys can't hear it. Okay. I gotta be careful here because I'm gonna have this guy looking like Abraham Lincoln the way it's presented here. So let's do his forehead right here. His nose is here. Now, as I'm looking at it, yeah, he's gonna look like Abe. Right here. There's his neck. His neck is actually going to be right here. And his head would be here. So this. Now I will darken it in as I go down. Trust me, it helps me out as well as it helps you guys out. I will, once again, he'll be stylized. This is his head here. Okay. I'm going to narrow that nose there, make it look more like a nose. Don't necessarily know if I'm going to keep it at a point, but it does look like Honest Abe right now. Oh, that's crazy. Where do you live, out in a field somewhere, Linda? Now, what I'll do here, because once again, this is very stylized. See, his elbow would come here. I gotta see how I want this. I'm gonna do it that way. Very stylized. Once again, because I'm going by the pattern of the gray. So I have to work it that way, okay? So I'm looking at the TV monitor because I know exactly where it is. When I'm facing it like this, I have the glare of the light up above, the glare of that light, but I can see it plain as day here. All right. All right. So what I'll do, I'll put kind of a lapel there. All right. Come here. I'll do that for his tailcoat. Then I'll come down. Now I can put, and I think I'll do that just for the sake of it. I'll put a, like that. It may work well that way. Let's see. Maybe a little bit more here. And then I'll cut it right here to make it a little longer. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. And this gets darkened in. Once again, very stylized. So there's a lot of pre-planning going into this. And once again, I'm using a round brush, which can get very thin and very wide in the drop of a dime, as you can see. So it's a little planning, a little thinking things through. And since he's wearing a tux, it's just black and white. So I have to think of what I gotta add or not add on this. I can cover this with black. What I'm gonna use for the white will be his cuff right here. I'll put a bow tie and whatever on him too, just to separate some of this. But like I say, once it's done, it'll make a little sense. But once again, it's a very stylized human being because of the gray that I'm actually masking, covering over. Okay. And then as the paint dries, you'll see some maybe patches that are too light. They got to be tightened up. And you do all that, especially when it's warm and the paint dries so fast. Oh man, they're cracking banjo jokes. Are they gonna go full deliverance on you there, Bruce? As long as nobody here tells you to squeal like a pig, you'll be alright, Bruce. You'll be alright. You'll be alright. Okay. So as I'm looking at this and checking it out, making sure it looks a lot less naughty, a lot more nice. This one here, I'll spread this out a little bit more, curve it. Okay. Hey Doris, how are you? Stylized design that I've seen in the pour. You're not going to be able to see it too well now because of the black I've got that disrupts the light gray now. But there's a female figure here, believe it or not. But I'll sketch her in. She won't be in black, but I'll sketch her in and you'll see. All right, let's take some of this titanium white. And we'll paint a cuff. I will paint the cuff. Now, painting on varnish. Okay, you may go over it twice. But once you're done, leave it be. Let it dry. Just leave it be. You can always go back over it. And you will go back over it. Because you want it to be pretty solid. All right. Okay. This brush is a little too thick for it, but I'll do it anyway. This I would really use a script lighter for. But what I'll do is I'll hold the brush perpendicular paper, just like so. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't take long for this to dry. You paint right over it, make it even more solid. What I don't have with me, because I'm sitting on it, is my towel. That's all right. I am not really pleased about eggs being $5. What's wrong with people? You know, some things people really should raise us. Don't panic. Don't panic. I'm still here. That was so weird. It just happened to happen while the camera was doing this little 30-minute thing. But I must have lost connection. What was I doing? Oh, well, I can do that with this. I'll bring that in. I'll bring this in. Round that off. Hey Rob, what's going on, boss? Always been a sucker for a man in a suit. I'll add a little bit more to his little tux. Not a lot, just a little bit. Now I can add water to the white now that I've got the paint on it here. Let's do this. Let's give him a slight curve here like that. Something like that. All right. Not really too much more. I think we're good here. Brighten that up a little bit because you'll be seeing this more or less from far away. Okay. Cross cover, how are you? Oh, crossover paranormal. How are you? Welcome to our little group. With the lady, I'll just take some red and the script liner. Now my head might be in the way a little bit. She's particularly stylized herself. Now I gotta see where she is out there. You want to see where her head is now. Like I say, she's stylized. I have to keep staring at it because now I lost her. There's her. There's the brim of her hat right here. Almost like the letter 8. Number 8, rather. Letter 8. I hope Sonya didn't hear that. I think she got her own thing going now. See what happens? Presto chango, she disappears. This is why you can paint on so you just wipe it away. No big deal. You're not wiping away that paint, that's for damn sure. But you can wipe away your sketch. Okay. All right. So in a way, that's cool because now I have to just reposition her, which is fine. Let's make her back. Well, her head is, well, I'm not going to sketch it in red, but her back is here, small of her back, right here. Then her leg, her rear comes out here like that. Her shoulder is here. Her shoulder's here. She got like a lean shoulder right here. Okay. Her glove, well, I'll do it this way. There. Because this is her glove there. So her shoulder's here. Right here. Where her back strap, her bare back would be there. All right. Okay. Right about there is where I'll end her in her dress. Okay. Looks weird right now, but I swear it'll look like a lady when I'm done. Once again, it doesn't have to be anatomically perfect because once again, it's all in, what I seen in the initial pour. Okay. Now, when you paint on varnish, remember, you may be going over it again. It depends on the color you use, the color you got for a background. Okay. So just keep that in mind. Doris, I enjoyed your show yesterday. I watched the whole thing. But I did enjoy it. Okay. But I did want you to know, I did watch it. That was pretty cool. I did enjoy it. Had you up on the big screen. I was just sitting back, enjoying myself. Something a little different that you don't normally see me do, obviously. Okay. It's not that I can't do stuff like, obviously acrylic pours aren't really the most smoothest thing to paint on. It's got little bumps and valleys and whatnot, but it's okay. Now, as it dries, you can see the background. You just paint over it again, okay? So usually you're looking at a few coats easily, all right? And when you do the coat, don't even think about it, just paint over it. Acrylic on top of acrylic, it will dry even that much faster. Now, keep in mind that my room is pretty warm in here. It's pretty decent. It's all right. It's at 76 degrees. But I had my space heater running literally all night because I had those pours to dry. I've done some more pours, Doris. Yes, I have. I've shown them earlier today, or earlier in the video here, in the stream. Okay. Let it dry. If you see more dots, guess what? You paint over it again. No problem. I'm sorry. You were glitching? Oh, I reconnected again. Hold on. Are you guys having issues? Let me know. Are you guys having trouble hearing me? Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Let me think about that. There's a few things I gotta do, but it won't be that late at night. And I have to. Well, let's see here. I would have to position some things, but I don't see. I'm buffing about every few minutes. I don't know why that's so. I'm glad you let me know though. All right, I'll pay attention to it more. Don't know why I'm having these issues. Everything, yeah, my connection's solid. Everything's solid here. And I don't think it's raining or anything outside, so I don't know. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, I don't know why that's happening. It's kind of funny, this thing. Well, let me know if I'm buffering again. Like I said, I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, what was I going to do? But I appreciate you letting me know about the buffering issue. Because like I said, I don't know why it's doing that. Yeah, she was in the pour. Yep. She definitely was. I definitely see that. All right. Once again, very stylized. So we'll take a little bit of yellow ochre. Okay, a little bit of black. Slight touch of red in there. There we go. All right, that should be good enough. Yellow ochre, red, and a touch of black. I can use this same color and use it for Caucasian skin. You would just put the slightest amount of white in it. Slight, just to lighten it up. And probably a little more red. Now I'm not much one for really using a lot of the round brushes, but then again it also depends on my subject matter, what I choose to want to paint here also. Yeah, I see it. The goddamn thing. All right, I'm still waiting for it. I'm checking it out. I don't want to have to do a part two of this when I'm so close to finishing it off. Thanks, Bruce. I appreciate it. I'm just gonna make sure this thing is still working okay. I guess it's doing all right. When I'm extremely agitated, I'll say all sorts of things because this technically shouldn't be happening. I spent a lot of money on this. Yeah, yeah. Even though it's acting the way it's acting, I still gotta download it and put it in my own personal files. But yeah, I don't. It's a little agitating. I guess I can give him a back rim to the hat. We can do that. You guys don't know how close I am to finishing this, really, because I don't have to add a lot to it because of the. Okay, because I don't have to embellish any background or everything. All of that is provided for me, so I really don't have to do all of that. Okay. I really don't have to separate her hat either. So I'm really watching this thing to make sure it doesn't um, act out any more than it already has been. Okay. All right. Let's get to the frills of her dress. Let's take. I'll take one of these guys. Okay, real simple. We're gonna come here. Let's flip it around. Okay. Yeah, yeah. The poor did do a lot of the work. Like I say, well, except for the screw ups, what's going on with this, but I didn't expect this to really take too long once again because, you know, I kind of knew it. But when you do an acrylic pour, all you're doing really is just accentuating what's already there, you know. Okay. A little touch of red, some more ochre, touch of black. Of course, with a woman, you have to accentuate, right? Of course. Don't try to get it all in one pass. It's not going to happen. Don't try it. I don't know who invented high heel shoes for women. It's got to be some sadomasochist, but you ladies accept it. God bless you. Well, thank you, Doris. Oh, I highly doubt I've seen your Lady in Red. I remember the song by whatever his name was. Matter of fact, I think I was in a band and I remember playing that song. Was that Robert Plant? No, it wasn't Robert Plant. Was it Robert Plant? Who sang that song, Lady in Red? Nice song, though. Okay, let's do our little ripples. This is going to be the fun part. I like doing the ripples. This is the fun part. It's making the ripples, making them appear to be wet. You don't have to make them connect, but just make it look really active, double. But as you can see now, it looks like rain pouring and all that romantic Gone with the Wind crap you ladies fawn over. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Now, when you have paint on an acrylic pour, I'll wait till it come back. When you have paint on an acrylic pour, you ready now? When you have paint on an acrylic pour, now you can water it down because you don't have to fight with the varnish that's already on it. That's what I meant to say. That's what I meant to say. Fatima, whatever helps you sleep at night. I've never seen Pretty Woman. I don't intend to. Aaron Brockovich, haven't seen it. Will I see it in the near future? If there's a God in heaven, no, I won't. Not unless she was being chased down by a velociraptor. I don't think I'll be seeing Aaron Brockovich anytime too soon. I did see The Woman King. The story, let's just say it was entertaining. As far as it being factual, no, it wasn't factual at all. It was an entertaining story, but given to the, I know what really went on and what happened, and no. There was more realism and factual storytelling in The Avengers than it was in The Woman King. Yeah. But as far as the story and action and pacing and whatever, I mean, yeah, it wasn't bad. Yeah, I couldn't knock that. That's for sure. But I don't know, if it was called any other story, or if they, if it was anything else, but what they said it was, yeah, I would have probably enjoyed it a whole lot more. But anyway, okay. But as you can see, now that we get all the water things in there, okay. I wish you guys could see it, I guess a little better than all those little stops and starts. Gone in 60 seconds. I believe my brother enjoyed that movie. He's more of a car head. I did see the movie though. I'm not really a car guy. Not like that. My brother is. I've got relatives that, probably ate that movie up, but not me. No. I kind of like, now that I see it, Okay. I guess I don't have to really do too much correcting with the outside. I just embellish it because hey, it doesn't look too bad now that we have all the other things in there. I think I've told you guys this before. If you're not really happy with something, keep painting it. Because you don't know. Just keep painting it. Keep going with it. Because you just don't know. It might end up being a lot better than you think. And like I said earlier, once things start to dry, you can go back over it. There's some things you can strengthen, some things you just leave be. All right, like his bow tie here. We can brighten up his bow tie a little bit. All right. I don't really have to do his hat, but I'm gonna just go back over it. All right. Now, as I see it on the TV and I see it on the screen here, it looks it looks fine. I got a light above me, a light behind me, just hitting this thing, so it looks a little washed out. But apparently, it's not. It's okay. It seems to be all right. Anything that looks like a little patched is actually raised. All right. It's not miscolored or anything. It's just raised paint, and the light's catching it a certain way. Um, I don't know what other, I don't know what else really to add to this, other than probably making his collar a little brighter, his cuff rather. Sorry, I know I keep beating up on this thing. I don't need to add any water to this, just pure paint. Because this paint is fully dry, I just messed up there. But I'll correct that. It's no big deal. Okay. Let's say I messed up twice. But that's okay. Dry off the brush, get some black. There we go. All right. I don't really have to, because it's just a representation, so I don't have to add any more to this. All right, Doris. I appreciate you coming in. I really do. And we're almost at the end anyway. Um, See, there's a few of you who popped in here who weren't here earlier. I'll show you the where I can see a little bit of purple. I'm just covering it up. I'll let you see the. I can darken those. Those won't be needed. I can darken this too. Won't be needed. That won't be needed. Pardon my head. I know if it's in the way for a second. And I'm just tightening up a few little loose ends here and there. And it's just where the paint dips in the pour. Okay. I can probably, for the last part, scavenge some of this last bit up. Put it right there on her. Straighten some spots on her up a little bit. That's it, really. Let it dry. Now, I'm going to varnish this with a varnish and see if it kind of gives me the look that I'm hopefully looking for. But even if it doesn't, it'll be fully varnished. Of course, it won't dry in the next 11 minutes or so, but I'll let it naturally dry. Let's cover that. We'll smooth that out a little bit. Now I'm nitpicking, and I don't have to. Let me just leave everything be. I can get rid of some of that. I will get rid of that too. All right, that's it. I swear, that's it, guys. That's it. And since it doesn't have a border, they won't really. I'll throw my name in it somewhere. Actually, I won't use. Yeah, I'll use a paint. It just has to be very thick. I'll put it right here. Of course, if someone buys it and they put a frame on it, they're not going to see the my initials too well. There. I enjoyed your painting, Bruce. It wasn't very long, but I did enjoy it. All right, Bruce. You take care of yourself. All right, guys, that's it, really. Anyway, that's what she's looking like. I don't think I have to focus it anymore then. Yeah. And I really don't have anything too. I think these are too short. I think I got the only one back there. This one's kind of short, but yeah, you will see what it will look like. Yeah, it's too short. Too short. I won't use these. I only got one that might. This is 12 by 16, so I'll use the 11 by 17 here. The closest thing to what it would look like in the frame, so it would look something like that. Okay. Of course, a black frame with a black background that makes it kind of tough to see it, but it would look something like that in the frame. All right. Once again, not much for I lost my train of thought again. That's because I'm thinking about this internet shutting down on you. Now, what I can do is I can take some splatter, right, and then take a brush and just aim upward, and it would look like raindrops falling on them because of the puddles here. So I can do that also, if I wanted to. Oh, we'll bring it back up. We'll zoom it back in there for you guys to take a good look at her. And okay, yeah. I'm trying to think of what else. I think that's really about it. Oh, for those of you who have not seen these, you like it as is? Okay. One more time, I'll make a quick pass of these guys. I can't put it next to the right on top of the painting because some spots are still wet. But here's one of them. Okay. All right. Like I said, I don't know what, and these are all varnished. You can tell by the glare. All right. They've all been pretty much varnished up. So I'm trying to show it to you. That's one of the swipe pours. I swiped at an angle, as you can see. All right. I have them posted on my site. And then this fella here, if I do anything, it looks like I might do something right from the top. This is metallic paint. Okay. That is metallic paint. And you can definitely see it if you looked at it in person. You can see it's metallic, but it's also been, as you can see, varnished. So she's all set and ready to go. All right. You see the spidering there. You see the spidering and everything going on there. You got the cells over here. All right, you even got the beginning, the edges of cells all up in here, and they're all in here. All sorts of interesting things going on with it in there. Do I know what I'm going to do with it yet? No, not yet. Don't know. I'm sure I'll think of something, but it's pretty neat, pretty cool. All right. Yeah, pretty cool. All right. But like I say, the only disadvantage really for painting on panels is that they tend to, they come out, you pour it straight, but then they tend to bend up on you. So. Oh, Fatima. I hear you. Talking about the pretty woman thing. Yeah, I think I've seen it on a commercial or two or 90. Let's give her band. Let's bring her band up to her neck. That red strap. Right here. We'll just add that band right here instead. Okay. That we can do. We'll add that band. Actually, you know what? She needs another band anyway right here. It goes up and under. There. She does need the band. If it was going to be one of those onesie bands, it would have to come across her back like that. Okay, and it's not. So, and while I'm at it, let's strengthen those shoes a little bit. Yes, I'm a stickler for those little tiny details like that. We're gonna brighten those shoes because it's surrounded by black, so let them stick out. Gotta do it. Gotta do it. And this strip liner brush is fine for it. Can't believe tomorrow is going to be Saturday. It doesn't feel like it feels like a Saturday now. Shadow and cat. The cat, her name is Precious, and she is on my side of the couch, on the other side, on top of the couch, asleep. Shadow is probably laying down in the back bedroom there. Okay, I think that's it really. I do appreciate you guys coming in. I don't know what I'm going to do next. I do got my cups out. I'm going to probably do another pour of some sort. Who knows? Who knows? I think we're done here. I'll take a picture of it before I varnish this thing. I'll take a picture of it. Maybe I'll just spray varnish it. Maybe I'll varnish the other one. I think I'll do that. I'll spray varnish this one. So I'll just spray it again. But it'll be way too shiny for me to take a picture of it during then. I have to place this in a certain area of the house where I won't get as much glare from this sun. And I might be able to get away with taking a photo of it here, maybe. But anyway, you guys will see it posted up in a few. Oh, Gina, you did. Yes, you missed it. Most certainly did. Oh, I forget. Now, if I turn you, let's see if I turn you, would it be okay? It seems to be. I can probably pull it out a little bit. You guys see the whole thing a little bit more. I think you guys can see it now. There. We can get rid of this. All right. Like I say, anything you see raised, it's not that I missed a spot. It's just the up there. No, everything's covered. It's the light that's hitting the raised areas of the paint, but everything's covered. Okay. Because they look like, well, you can't tell, but everything else is shiny except these guys. It's just a flat color, so I got to spray it so it matches everything, so all of it will be shiny and glossy. Okay. All right. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Well, thank you, Gina. Yeah, this one was a swipe. Oh, I don't know if you've seen the other two, but it's in the beginning of the video. It's just past this point in the video. I showed them again of two swipe pours I did. One was metallic. Actually, this gray is metallic. Also, you're not going to be able to tell though because I used a white base coat, which was a no-no. But it is metallic, gray. I used metallic blue, white, and it was a black base coat. It was just those two colors, and it came out pretty hot. So I liked it anyway. But yeah, I do enjoy the pours. I done spent money that I shouldn't have and bought me all sorts of Floetrol and glue, and I got plenty of paint, so I don't have to worry about that. I got silicone, I got all of that, so Okay, the dog is ready to either eat again or go outside because now she is traveling and she's looking at me. So that means I got to get my butt up off of this. Guys, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. I shall see you when I see you. Yeah, I mix my own. Oh, the metallics? I buy my metallics, yeah, but I mix my own pour stuff, yeah. But I can make my own metallics. I got plenty of glitter. I can make anything look metallic, or metallic rather. I got plenty of that stuff too. Don't use it because I got the metallic paints, but I'm not really using the metallic paints for anything. So they paint pretty interesting paint pours. So So, but yeah. Yep, I can make my own italics. All right, let me get out of here. Let me take her for a walk. Sorry about the internet messing up on you guys a little bit. Don't know why it does it. And I'm starting to get a little raspy, so that means I've been talking too much. Okay, guys, I'll see you. Bye-bye.